All right, welcome to Mean Scottish Fitness, and we're gonna do a little drive and chat. Hopefully the stand will keep the camera there, and talk about Christmas holidays. Everybody knows how hectic they can be, and how you're trying to get everything planned for the holidays, presents and food, and what guests are coming over. And a lot of times this is where people say, well, I just don't have time to go to the gym. And although I know it's difficult, it's not impossible. You just have to make time. That's really what it comes down to. You got to kind of force it and do what needs to be done. So here I gotta stop at the bank, I gotta make a deposit, I had to eat, I worked on my shillelagh. I'll be maybe tying that in with this, I'm not sure. I'll probably make this a standalone video. And I'm like, man, I did waste some time this morning. I was just kind of flipping through the phone, and next thing I knew, half hour went by. I'm like, man, I gotta stop doing that. And that's one of the reasons that my daughter got rid of TikTok. She said, she'd be looking at recipes and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden 45 minutes had went by, and it's not really productive. There's better times of doing it, like when I'm at work, in between loads. So you need to find the right times to do those things, when you can kind of be doing two things at the same time, not while you're driving. So, I tell people who are finding themselves getting away from the gym, like we all do, we all fall under this, is to really try to rethink, where am I squeezing time? Where can I squeeze time from? I could have already done this trip this morning. That was actually my initial plan, and there's no excuse for it. I just didn't do it. So now I'm kind of behind the gun and rushing, but I still have time. It'll be about 12:30 when I get to the bank. It'll be about 1 o'clock when I get back. It'll be about 1:15 when I get to the gym. It'll be a full hour, if not more, to get some work done. I've got food there already at work, so I don't have to worry about that. And today's Tuesday. I had to even think about what day it was. So what you sometimes got to do is, instead of getting down on yourself that you wasted time, look at the time you have left. Can I get something in? Maybe you can't get an hour in, but maybe you can get a half hour in. Maybe you can get 20 minutes in. I don't even care if it's 10. It's beneficial. Things I'm thinking of, I've been waking up really sluggish. And I've been getting plenty of rest, but I've been sluggish lately. So a lot of times people say, go use TRT. That'll give you energy. Use this stimulant. Well, I try to find natural ways of doing things. And if you do use those things, that's fine. I don't judge one way or another. I'm not doing them at this time. A couple years, who knows? No, I leave myself open to that choice. But I was listening to the Bongino show, and they had this guest on who does a lot of things about fitness and that. And a lot of stuff he talks about, I have talked about, or I've read. And, he talked about grounding, getting your feet to touch the earth. Not sure if this is the time of year we're doing it. I may hold off on that. But they talked about, cold shower. And the way they did it made a little bit more sense. Take your regular shower, then turn it cold and try to stand it for a minute, maybe a minute and a half. And if that don't get the blood moving, I don't know what will. And I was going to do that this morning. I didn't. My fault. All 4 fingers pointed in. But I will do it tomorrow. because I had to do the banking, they really didn't get the opportunity to go to Shoreward Fitness, which I'd like to do. But that's a $20 trip. The way gas is, that's $20. This is a $5 trip. Going to one in Pontiac is the one I have to go that way anyway. So that's not even $1. Things you have to look at when you've got to budget things. And why do we got to budget things? Well, things cost more. Eggs are starting to come back down to a more reasonable price. I start seeing them dip up again. But there was a time that they were ridiculous. $6-7 a dozen for the cheap ones. Actually, the fancy ones were the same price, so I was buying the fancy ones at the time. Didn't make any sense to spend the extra money for the run-of-the-mill. Butter, $6-7 a pound. And I did catch it on a special for $3.50, and I bought 6 pounds of it. Alright. Put one in the fridge and 5 pounds in the freezer. You can freeze butter. The guy goes, I don't use butter. That's great. A lot of people do. I use avocado and olive oil. That's great. That's good stuff. I cook in olive oil too. But fuel. It's come down a bit. It's not the $4 a gallon anymore, but it's still here. It's still $3.40 a gallon. Where in Missouri, we were getting it for like $2.60. That was nice. It helped, but we're paying more for propane, paying more for electricity, paying more for batteries, tires, oil. All those everyday things cost more money. So I can't make that trip to shore as often as I'd like to, because I have to look at it budget-wise. And I have to look at, I'm probably just going to stay with the one in Pontiac, even though I have to do the silent workout there. It is what it is, but it's a good place to work out. That looked cold. He's out there. Yeah, hard hat on and everything. He's out there in the middle of this field looking at the solar panels they just put up. Now it's about 40 degrees. I mean, it's not cold, but it's kind of misty and cloudy, and that's another thing. I probably could have went for a walk, but I decided not to. Anytime that you make decisions, you have to sit there and evaluate them. Okay, well, I didn't go for my walk, but I better get in the gym. Or that one day I didn't get in the gym, but I did 316 push-ups. That definitely was a gym day. Back to eating a little bit healthier. Lots of eggs, lots of milk. Cutting back a little bit on the bacon, not much, but I do have to. But otherwise, I'm in pretty good shape. I would like to get to the gym more often, but I also have projects I like to do, and it's just life. But I do find time to do it. I do make sure that I get exercise in. And I'm my own worst critic. Do I get enough of it in? Or to me, I don't. I wish I could do more. I used to. But that was 10 years ago. I had more energy. I'm trying to get back to that. So I'll probably start doing the cold shower in the morning. And I guess what that does is it puts stress on your circulatory system and causes it to work a little bit harder. And that will wake you up, causes your liver to put some proteins into the bloodstream that help your mood. I ordered some things for mood and sleep. This one doctor, I can't pronounce his last name, but I think I put it in chat one time. And he talks about a lot of the same things I do, but magnesium, and there were 2 other minerals that will help you sleep. Now, I've been taking magnesium, and it made a difference. I was getting a much better quality sleep. I wasn't waking up as often. sleeping heavier. So I got them on order. They should be here probably sometime this week. And that'll probably get me set up supplement-wise pretty well. I did order some more moringa. That helps with the brain. So I'm sitting pretty good on those. I picked up collagen, something that I would have in one of my mixes, but I ran out of that, so I'm doing that. That's for skin, hair, and nails. Don't have to worry about the hair so much, but the skin maybe so. So I'm heading down to the bank, and from the bank I'm gonna stop at the house really quick, knock out about 10 minutes of chores that I seen probably I need to do. I did put a clear coat on my staff. I like the way it looks. I'm gonna let it dry for a couple days and then see if I put another coat on or if I just leave it the way it is. It's basically there to protect the wood. And I'm thinking with the two stains on it, I'm thinking one coat is probably enough. I got my brass nails in, little 1-inch nails that I'm going to use to secure the leather to my staff. I'm going to glue it, but I'm also going to nail it. And the nails are pretty much just there to look cool. So I'm going to have to locate my nail punches, because when I bring it all the way down, I'm going to use a punch to do it. And this will have to be something I do in the vise, because I got to keep the staffs in one place. And I got to pick up that heavy vise and bring it into the shed. That's going to be a workout. I got to bring it upstairs from the basement, outside to the shed, and probably set it about where that saw is at. Almost need a little bit more room for the forge, but I will create some. I got those 2 more panels that will fit in there. I just got to do some cleaning, which I'll probably do one of the next decent days. Start hauling that out to the burn pile. So, basically just trying to let you know when you are busy and you're getting frustrated, you go, man, I'm not getting enough time to do everything I am. You want to do. You need to really kind of just focus on what's killing time. Where am I losing time? Besides sleep, because you need to sleep. But are you on the phone looking at little videos like I did today for a half hour? Or do you just lay down and just didn't get motivated to move around again like I did this morning? It's all on me. Now, sometimes you have to have days like that. But I could have been more productive today. So what I didn't do this morning, I'm going to make up this afternoon. Should have a good silent workout at the gym. And work keeps me pretty steady as long as nothing breaks. And when I come home, basically it's just time to relax a little bit and then go up and go to bed and get some sleep. Could I do some things when I first get home? I could. But it's best to get into a pattern. Because if I stay up till 1 in the morning, then it's going to be 8, 9 o'clock before I regularly get out of bed. But if I go to bed about 11:30 midnight, well, then I can get out of bed at 7. And it makes a big difference of how much I can get done if I'm out of the bed by 7 versus 8 or versus 9. Makes a world of difference. So you got to, this sort of discipline comes in. If you don't have discipline, you set alarms. And maybe write a note. Okay, this is why I'm doing this. This is what's going to get me to my goal. What my goal is. My goal is to mention the 405s again. And I want to go to 2 things I want to do in March. I want to do the Iowa meet in Dubuque in March. and I want to break my record there. And then I also want to go to the Arnold's. And that's right there at the end of February, early March. So those are the two things I want to do. I have yet to be to the Arnold's. I've been wanting to go, and something always came up. You know, the kids had a graduation, there was some family organ thing going on, pandemic. You know, there's always something. Well, I think this will be the year. Just because I know a lot of the people that will be out there, and it'll be great to meet them face to face. We don't have enough of that. So that is my goal for this year. Get back into the 400s, and then come springtime, it'll be back to working the discus, because I'll be doing the Pan American Games, and that will be an international event. Should be a lot more competitors, and I really look forward to getting to meet them all. So remember, even when you think, oh my God, I've ruined my day, I've been wasting so much of my day, and the day starts right now. As soon as you realize it, let's go. Everybody waiting for January 1st to go in the gym? Go now. All right? Go now and get a routine started before it gets overcrowded for about 4 to 6 weeks. And then it's not crowded anymore. All right? Today is the day to start. Now is the time to start your fitness journey, or get back to it, or put it in the next level, or just to continue. But today's the day. Remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise, go for walks, have crafts to do, enjoy yourself. Gotta shut this out. Alrighty, welcome to another rendition of This Old Knife. Well, making her shillelagh, actually. And what we're going to do today is we're going to put a coat of clear on my almost finished product. So first of all, we shake it up a little bit. And the clear is just to provide an extra layer of protection on the wood versus scratches and stuff like that, which it will get, because this is not a showpiece. This will be something that I'll be using. So I figure between the man hours and what I've put into it so far, probably about $100 worth of value there. So the clear is a little bit more challenging because you really don't know if you've covered it correctly or not. And this will have to be done in 2 steps. And basically, I think you can only get about 2/3 of it done just because it's so long. So let's swing over here. And what I'll do is I'll start working from the way bottom up. I'm not really worried about how thick it is. This is more for kind of a protective coat than anything. There we go. So let's kind of give it kind of a nice sheen to it. See, I don't know if I could turn it over and hit it or not without getting my hands all sticky and I didn't bring gloves. Probably should have. I can probably get most of it. It's hard to know if you're actually being effective when you're painting blind. Thought that looked a little dry. Actually, I think I get most of it just like that. Yep. Alrighty. So that'll be the only coat of that I'll put on there. And that's just to kind of waterproof it. Because I will utilize this when I go out into the woods and things like that. Trying to get the excess off the brush. These brushes are cheap enough for I'm not really worrying about if I ruin them or not. They're only a couple bucks, and they are for the purpose what it is. Once I get this finished, I'm going to add some black leather, which I got some brass nails for. That's where I'm going to grab it. And the wife had relocated a hawk feather that I had found, and I might incorporate that on the top with some leather stringing, you know, leather laces, just to kind of make it look cool. I'll have to look into that. So remember, this is part of having the fun. Do some crafts, do some things that kind of bring out your creativity and things like that. I may do a walk even though it's kind of chilly out, and maybe add the two together and do that as a premiere. I'll see how it goes.